Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I have a very special watch to show you. You probably, if you follow me on Instagram, you may have seen some pictures of this or some video. But this is another 6309 that I acquired. This one is from 1982, and it has a Hong Kong dial. So it's not the Sua. I have a Sua as well, which is a 1979 Sua, but this is the Hong Kong. And if you can see at the very bottom, you see the Hong Kong text down there, the little smiley face. So this one's from 1982. It's completely all original. I have the box, original band, no papers or anything like that. I'm not sure if they even really came with papers. I'm sure they had like an owner's manual, but I don't have that. But I do have this, the original strap. I have it on an Uncle Seiko strap. This is the recreation, the GL881. Very nice straps. Uncle Seiko, great straps. But this watch is pretty much like new old stock. It still has the original factory polishing and brushing. If you look how sharp that bezel is, it was just hardly ever worn. It's a little nick right there, like a little scratch. So maybe whoever owned it originally maybe scratched it and then put it away. I don't know. I don't know the whole history. I got it from an estate sale, so I really got a good deal on it. I got this one and then another Hong Kong dial, that model, which was I think a 1983 or 84, 83 I think. I sent that to my brother, so he has that. But this thing is just immaculate, beautiful watch. Now what I did is, as soon as I got it, I sent it off to BLAIR Watch Project, which is a channel on YouTube, a gentleman named Daniel Blair, which does watch restorations on vintage Seikos. So I sent it to him. He serviced it. He went through the watch, all new seals, serviced the movement, everything. And it really, it needed it because it was, it's an old watch and it was never serviced, and I wanted to be able to wear it. So I wanted it serviced and timed and ready to wear everyday type of stuff. So that's what we have here. So it's super beautiful. I'm excited to bring this to you guys so you could see it. The bezel operates very well. Of course, he replaced the bezel O-ring and everything. It's so funny. On my Sua, it lines up very well. This Hong Kong dial doesn't line up as well. It's off. You can kind of move it to get it to be lined up, but it's a Seiko, so that's how Seikos are. And if you are a Seiko collector or you appreciate Seiko, that's just one of the things that kind of goes along with it. But I really like these old Seikos just because they are still priced very well, and you can get into them at a fair price. And I'm pretty confident no matter what, they're going to go up in value. But if you look at that beautiful dial, the hands, the markers, everything is just stark white. There's really, now like on my Sua dial, it's worn quite a bit. It looks like it got some moisture in there or something, but this just looks perfect. I mean, it's in really good condition. In fact, that water resist still kind of looks red, which a lot of them, fade to almost like a light green color in time. But this one still kind of looks a little red to orange. So that's also very cool. So, but everything looks good on this watch. In fact, even the lume still kind of works, and I'll do a lume shot. I'll even do a lume shot of the 6105, which I recently picked up, which this one also kind of has lume that works still. It's crazy how after all these years, this thing here is, what is it, 40 years old. So, and it has, or no, 50 years old, and it has lume that still works. So we'll see. We'll do that towards the end. If you don't already know, these are a 44 millimeter case, and let's see, let's see if I can show you on the caliper here. Let's see, zero it out. And where I got it serviced and everything, I will put a link in the description so you guys can check him out if you have a vintage Seiko. But yeah, these are just about 44 from side to side. And then our tip to tip is coming in at 45. And thickness, 12.7. 22 millimeter lug opening, so very good proportions. On the wrist, these things wear beautifully. In fact, this one here is pretty much the same dimensions, except it's longer tip to tip. It's at 47. Okay, still 44 on the side. So that's the difference with these two turtles. This was, of course, the original turtle. This is the second gen, really. Let me put it on the wrist so you guys can see how excuse me, how it wears. And if you don't have an Uncle Seiko strap and you've got some turtles, even if you have a new turtle, recreation, you know, SRP 777 or something, or these old ones, I would pick up a Uncle Seiko. They are so comfortable. The rubber straps are just great. The metal bracelets they make, they're okay. I got an H-Link one. I'm okay with it. I'm going to do a video on that as well, but I think that the rubber straps are probably the way to go with Uncle Seiko. They're just super comfortable. They remind me of the original, which I have. And if you look at the original, it's pretty beat up. It's hard, you know, and but I still have it, so which is really cool. I'm happy that it came with this watch. But anyway, you know what? I'm gonna put it on the time grapher so you guys can actually see how well it's keeping time, because it's doing very well. Of course, it was serviced, so it's like a new watch. So let's see what it does. Let's see here. What you want to look at when you are looking at movement health is that your, you know what, I don't think I have the right angle. It's supposed to be 54.4. Let me stop this for a second and adjust. Let's see here. So this will be real quick. 54.4 on these movements. And let's go here. Okay, boom. So if you can get a real straight line with very little to no beat error, that's what you want. And then of course your amplitude on these vintage Seikos, the amplitude, even on newer Seikos, it seems like they always hover right around 220, you know, 240, 250 maybe if you're lucky. But if you look at that beat error, we're 0. That's perfect. If you look at the amplitude, that's really good. I'm not sure if this has even got a full wind right now, 223. I know for a fact it's not 11 seconds, what do you call it, losing. So I know that isn't true. But as soon as this thing kind of levels out here, it'll take a second. But he does really, Daniel BLAIR does really good, yeah, see, -2. It actually gains on the wrist. So, but Daniel BLAIR does really good watch servicing. I'm going to put in the description, I will put a link to the video restoration of this watch. So you can actually watch how he did it, see, you know, everything. He's very detail oriented. He's an awesome watchmaker. So you guys got to check him out. So see how that line is pretty damn straight going all the way across. And now we're +1. So you can't go wrong with this at all. This is really good. And no beat error. So you couldn't even get it to run like this from the factory. So this is great. Plus what he also does is he adds a couple new jewels in a couple areas that are needed, that are kind of a weak point of this movement. It's funny, this movement now, after having the new jewels and being serviced, it'll last forever. You know, if it ever stops ticking, a watchmaker can go in, service it, and it'll just keep on going, you know. So this thing is easily, you know, approaching, you know, 40 plus years, and it's cool how good a condition it is and how well it runs. And even this thing is running really well as well. Also, I'll do a little, I know we're getting into a long video here, but let's see how this one's doing. And I'm gonna have this one service as well. So, and this one I actually opened up myself and regulated because it was way out of whack. The what do you call it? Amplitude was off, and beat error. There was a lot of beat error and everything. So I can't adjust amplitude, of course, but I was able to adjust the beat error. So the beat error was really high. It was 2 point something. Now it's at 0.1. And in this position, I'm gaining 12 seconds. I'm really not gaining 12 seconds. I'm probably gaining about 5 or 6 a day. But my amplitude is low. So if you look at my amplitude, that is low. I was able to get it up to about 190 at one point. So this is okay for now, just to wear until he has a slot opening up for me so I can send it in to have it serviced. But once it's serviced, This is a really good candidate for restoration because the watch is in really good condition, and it'll have, you'll have similar numbers on beat error. He'll get the beat error down to 0, of course, which is perfect, and then the amplitude will be up like this one, about 220, 230. So this I can't complain about either right now. It's running pretty solid, so I can't complain. But it's cool to tinker with these old watches too. It really is, because it's not like you're messing with a $10,000 Rolex. These things are fairly affordable still, and you can learn quite a bit just from and it's not like you're gonna actually take the movement apart or anything. It's just a couple adjustments, and it's fun. It's quite fun. So let's see. We're going to turn the lights out and see if we can actually, because there is some light coming in from outside. I'm not sure how much we'll be able to see, but let me turn the lights out. Let's see if we get any. I know in total darkness we will see. So there is, yeah, see, we don't have enough darkness, but it does light up at night just a little bit and fades out. Yeah, see, I can't see it. I'll have to do this in pitch dark, but turn the lights back on. So there you have it, guys. This is the 6309, Seiko 6309, and of course my 6105, and I'm just super excited to have both. And like I said, I do have the Sua as well, but these are my pride and joy right here. These are great watches. So anyway, hey, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.